If you haven't noticed already, learning 3D, whether you are using Blender, Maya or Max, or any other 3D software, is not a straight line. Rather, it is a chaotic multi-stage process. And in this video, I will help you demystify some of this because you are not alone if you feel lost. The reality about being a 3D artist is that you are not learning one skill. You are basically stepping into a full production pipeline, all at once. So when people say I want to learn 3D, it sounds simple, but what most beginners don't realize is that 3D is actually made of multiple stages stacked together, like modeling, texturing, lighting, animation, rendering, and so on, each one doing a completely different job. So instead of mastering one thing, you're constantly switching context. 1 minute you're modeling something, the next you're trying to understand why your lighting doesn't work, then you're dealing with materials that don't behave the way that you expect. And the tricky part is, these skills depend on each other. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, you can't judge materials if your lighting setup is off, and you cannot get a good render if everything before it is shaky, like bad textures, and you cannot get good textures if your UVs are not good. Even something as simple as making a simple render requires combining multiple disciplines all at once, like modeling, adding textures, setting up lights, and finally rendering the final image. So you're always juggling things that are interconnected, which makes learning feel messy instead of linear, since you sometimes have to go back and forth between steps, improving each time you practice on a certain project. And it gets even more chaotic, because each of these areas goes deeper on its own. Modeling alone, for example, has different approaches, like polygonal, sculpting, procedural, and so on, and lighting has its own rules. Rendering has technical concepts and skills, and each render engine is a bit different. So it is not like learn modeling, then you're done, then go to the next thing. I would say it is more like you open one door, then realize there are 10 doors behind it. That's why it feels like you're not making progress sometimes. You improve in one area, but another area pulls you back. Your model gets better, but your lighting still sucks, and your lighting improves, but the composition feels off, and it creates this illusion that you are stuck, when in reality, you're just building multiple skills at different speeds. And honestly, that's the core of this chaos. You're trying to climb 5 staircases at the same time. That's why patience is important, because at the end, everything will make sense. Then there is the software itself, and honestly, this is where most people feel like they have walked into the unknown, especially when it hits you the first time, when you try to do something in the software. You open something like Blender, and it is just panels everywhere, buttons, menus, sliders, weird icons, different modes, and so on. It doesn't feel like a normal tool. It basically feels like an airplane cockpit, or something like that. And the crazy part is, the feeling is completely normal, because most 3D software are packed with features, since it is meant to handle the entire production pipeline, not just one task. So instead of easing you in, it just throws everything at you from day one. And yeah, the interface alone can be intimidating, as you can see. You're basically looking at dozens of tools without knowing what they do. And beginners often feel overwhelmed just from the layout. But you have to realize something. The software isn't designed to be simple, it is designed to be efficient. You see, lots of actions rely on shortcuts, hidden menus, different modes like the edit mode, object mode, sculpt mode, and so on, and weird workflows that don't feel intuitive at first. But that's because these tools are built for people who use them like 8 to 10 hours per day. So instead of guiding beginners step by step, the developers expect you to adapt to their logic, and this is where a lot of frustration comes from. Another thing that makes learning chaotic is that there is no single correct way to do things. I mean, for example, you can model something in 5 different ways, and you can light a scene in multiple styles, and you can render using different engines. So even if you follow a tutorial, the moment you try to do something on your own, you're like, wait, which way am I supposed to do this? And that freedom is actually powerful, but early on, it just feels confusing. And weirdly enough, the amount of tutorials online makes it even worse, depending on the way you see it. You're searching for something simple like how to model a chair, and suddenly you have 50 different approaches, 10 different workflows, and people using completely different techniques. So instead of clarity, you might get more noise. You start one tutorial, switch to another, then the other. But the good thing to do in this case is to follow one master. For example, for me when I was learning 3ds Max back in the day, I was following tutorials from the Chris Tate and Ben Tate brothers. They didn't provide everything you can learn, but also it was enough to let me make stuff on my own. I was also learning from digital tutors, which were high quality professionally made courses. So yeah, the software itself is a big part of the chaos, so find people who can help you to make it simple and adapt their approach, because honestly, there isn't really a right or wrong way in many cases. And once it clicks, it feels amazing, but getting to that point is actually the hardest part. Then there's this part that people underestimate. You're literally learning to think in 3D, not just as a tool. I mean by that, at first, your brain is still stuck in a flat mode. You're using images, drawings, and screens. So basically everything is in 2D, but in 3D, nothing is flat anymore. Every object has depth, volume, thickness, and it exists from every single angle, not just from the one you're looking at. So when you move the camera and your model all of a sudden looks weird from another side, that's your brain going, wait, I didn't think about that part. And this is not just a skill issue, it is actually a mental shift. And this shows up everywhere. You're not just placing points, you're shaping forms in space. So you're thinking about things like a silhouette, how light wraps around surfaces, how edges catch highlights. I mean stuff that you never think about or notice in normal life. Even something simple like a cube isn't just a cube anymore. You're thinking about proportions, perspective, how it looks from above, below, far away, and so on. It becomes this full spatial problem. The funny thing is, this is something I struggled with too. In the beginning, for example when I was learning how to model cars, I would work from the side view for like 15 minutes straight, and then check the perspective view to realize that it is flat, and it doesn't make sense. Only from that side 2D view I was working from. What makes it even harder is that your brain has to rotate things mentally all the time. So you're constantly asking yourself, what does this look like from the back? Or if I move this edge here, how does it affect the whole shape? And this kind of spatial thinking is something that builds over time, because it is not natural at the beginning. That's why beginners often create models that look okay from one angle, but completely break from another. So your brain just hasn't fully adapted yet. And this was just modeling, but it can apply to other things too, like texturing, lighting, simulation, animation, and so on. In fact, let me tell you a funny thing, and tell me in the comment section below if you experienced something like this. Back in the days when I was learning 3D, I was modeling like 8 to 12 hours a day for months, so my brain was kind of adapting, so to speak. And when I take a break and go outside, I start imagining how things would be modeled, like cars, buildings, you name it, in my brain. Almost as if I can see a wireframe mesh around these objects in real life, because my mind became able to visualize these 3D objects in space. So yeah, I hope this was not just me. And there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.